in prayer to be in an intention to be in, a demand from the Creator that He will bring us closer to Him, that as He bestows to the friends so we will want to be bestowers. We're not afraid to see our state where we are, but we also want to be in a prayer and to know that He can correct us and us closer to Him. We're not afraid to see our state where we are, but we also want to be in a prayer no open He can correct us and bring us closer to Him. Everyone else to just be and most one I can swim with the other to the same direction, not to go against the main direction. And we're very happy this work of preparation which is for you for the world CLE for our, that in order to give contentment to the Creator, we want to reach every lesson. We want to reach the reception of the Torah. And how do we do it? Through preparation for daily connection to the lessons. We should give ourselves the goal of reaching the Congress with a great desire to bestow to the friends. We're grateful for this opportunity that we have to be here with the friends. We have this environment. We have AR, we have the Kabbalists, but above all we have the group. The group is the place where we apply our exercises each and every day, and what we can do is raise the prayer and ask the Creator that He will enable us to bestow contentment to Him, and that He will enable us to ask an opportunity that we will be able to ask together in the lesson, that the Torah will be revealed to us, that we can aspire to be in our inner connection and become incorporated and become one, that this will be an opportunity that we will take advantage of, that we will not miss out even on 1 second of connection. And in this unity that will emerge as a result is the ability to give contentment to the Creator, so that He will feel that His sons have defeated Him, and that we will become one vessel, that the Creator will be able to fill. This is the opportunity and the possibility that we are given each and every day, and we're grateful for it. And this is what we're asking for, that we allow us to do it together. And today in truth we have everything, and we don't need anything, but only that the Creator will feel that we have a living deficiency, and that He will allow us to reach the goal. Friends, let's do it together today. Please, second source exert on the positive side if they keep the arrow to the point, that each one cares and satisfies the needs of his friends. They can fully observe the meaning to bring contentment to their Maker. Again, on the positive side, if they keep the to the point that each one cares and satisfies the needs of his friends, they can fully observe the and meaning to bring contentment to their Maker. Shalom. We're reading in the writings of Bam in Hebrew. It's page 39. The article, we are in item 26. You can find the study materials in our websites, the Galaxy system. You can also send us questions live through our website's article item 26. Bear in mind that these matters are evident to every educated person in the invitation that the Creator had sent to Israel through Moses prior to the reception of the Torah. It is as it is written, now if you surely listen to my voice and keep my covenant, then you will be to me all a special power unto me from among all peoples, for all the earth is mine, and you will be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words that you will say to the children of Israel. Moses came and called for the elders of the people and set before them all these words which the Lord had commanded him, and all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord has said we will do. And Moses reported the words of the people unto the Lord. These words do not seem to fit their Rosen's common sense dictates that if one offers one's friend to do some work and wants him to agree, he should give him an example of the nature of that work and also its reward. Only then can the receiver examine it whether to decline or to accept. But here in these two verses we seem to find neither an example of the work nor his reward, because he says, if you surely listen to my voice and keep my covenant, and he does not interpret for us the voice or the covenant to what they apply, and then he says then you will be, all are unto me from among all peoples, for all the earth is mine. It is not clear whether he commands us to labour, meaning to be all, or from among all peoples, or whether this is a promise of benefit for us. We must also understand the connection to the words at the end, for all the earth is. All three interpreters or translations, Unos Yatan Benel and the Jerusalem Talmud, find it difficult to interpret these words, as is the case with all the interpreters. Rash, etc. Even Ezra says in the name of Arai. Marie knows that the word for means, although he interprets then you will be assured to me from all peoples, although all the earth is mine. Even Ezra himself tends to agree with it. That interpretation does not coincide with her sages, who said that four serves for four meanings, either last, but, and that, and he even adds a fifth interpretation, although, and then the writing ends, and you will be unto me a kingdom, a priests, and a holy nation. To it is not self-evident if this is a commandment, and one must exert in this, or it is a promise of benefit. Also these words, a kingdom of priests, are not repeated or explained anywhere else in the Bible. The most important here is to determine the difference between the kingdom of priests and a holy nation, or by the ordinary meaning of priesthood. It is one in the same with sanctity, and it is therefore obvious that a kingdom where everyone are priests is a holy nation. So the words holy nation seem redundant. Can what is people of usually we speak about secular special power as something where seemingly there's no connection between the action and the result. For example, he writes that the study is a sigil. There's no connection between the understanding and the learning. So what is a people or a nation of virtuous people means that they will take upon themselves what the Creator demands them to, and then through them all the nations will see and follow. That's the people of Fuller. The virtuous people can see him and hear him. Here we need to clarify what's a kingdom of priests and the holy nation. These are heavy things. Yet again, a people of it's like a special power. What does it mean? What do they take upon themselves? Virtuous people are people. Awful means a special people. What's their uniqueness? That they carry out what the Creator demands. Their whole life is only according to where the Creator dwells and how it be, how he becomes revealed. And so they do this firstly for the Creator and for the whole world. It says, and all the people together answered and said, all that the Lord has said we will do. What does it mean, all that the Lord has said we will do? What the Creator demands the people of Israel they are willing to do. It says that they say it together. Yes. What does it mean together? Corporately, unanimously. How can the whole people, the entire nation, say something together? I don't know. Probably they know how to do it. We need to feel each other on a certain level. On what level? In order for it to be together through a single root that the Creator awakens them to that, and they do it, they execute it. How do they feel it? I mean, there's the one root that awakens them towards that. I'm asking, how do they feel each other? So that feeling will be together. This agreement that all that the Lord has said we will do will be together, probably through the root that's the common space between them. So if everyone feels this root when they have this feeling of together, yes, and what gives them the strength to accept the demand of the root from them, to agree that all that the Lord has said we will do turns out that the relation to the root. The relation to the root brings them together. Says, if you will hear my voice and keep my covenant. What covenant is it? About that Israel must keep what they received in the giving of the Torah, the reception of the Torah. What did Israel receive? What covenant is there between them and the Creator? Now he says, you shall be a kingdom of Pri, east, and a holy nation. One nation, united nation, and ready for that. Do they know what to do? Is the work clear for them? Because on the other hand, he also says that we do not seemingly find any example of the work or the reward for their work. He doesn't give them an example either of the contents of the work nor its reward. So the question is, do Israel know what is their role? Is it clear to them? What is this covenant that they have to keep properly? So otherwise, how could it be that the Creator demands it to hear His voice, how to listen to the voice of the Creator, how to hear His voice, to hear His voice? That's that they understand what they need to do, what they need to expect from the Creator is in return. Why does the Creator need mediators? Why did you force the Creator need mediators? Why does He need Moses to passing on, and Moses needs the elders and then talk to the people? Why all this mediation? Why doesn't the Creator simply act directly? That's how the nation is organized. That's how the nation is organized. What is this order for? Why can't the upper force turn directly to every person's heart and give him this covenant, or let him hear these voice? Why does he need all these brokers, these systems of mediation in their middle? These are degrees through which the Creator connects to the whole of the people. Yes, to talk about thank you said we have to relate to the root. From where does this relation come from? Where do the people of Israel even understand what does it mean to relate to the root even before they read the Torah? What is this relation from the Creator turning to them? What is special about the Creator turning to the people of Israel? And by that they already understand the special relation. You discover a relation from one state or another. The Creator who is addressing them, He's essentially setting up the connection that exists between the people and the Creator. What exactly does He arrange there so that they actually understand that they have a special role, that they have to do what the Creator is now saying, that if you will hear and follow what I'm saying, then you shall be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, and so forth. That's what's perplexing here. We also talked about it before the lesson and also yesterday. How did the people of Israel take upon themselves a certain role, a very a dead role, when they don't even know what they're going towards? They have no clue what they're going to do, and still they say, we shall do, and we shall hear. What's the special thing here that the Creator gave? To let the people understand that everything that the Creator will ask for them, if they do it, that it will come true, it will be realized. Probably what they have from nature, well, to receive, and the feeling of connection in society that is sufficient to receive what the Creator is now telling them, meaning they reached a certain inner state where they were able to perform their role. Yes, can we translate it to our state today? Because if you look at it, the concept may be different, but maybe we can draw something from that to our role today, to do the things that we are worthy of today, so that with an inner choice we can already reach this state of we shall do and we shall hear. If you ask me, I'm not certain, I don't know. Probably we're able to want if suddenly the Creator's will become apparent in our attitude and our ability. You're saying that it all depends on our desire, probably. So thank you, a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. What is a priest? Who is a priest? A priest is one of their people, and possibly be many of them who are among the people. And they feel this law of the priests that applies to them. What are the qualities that a priest is working towards? That in a group called the people of Israel, there's a number of people who are considered priests, and they work according to what they feel through their desires, through their awareness they feel in their desire, and their awareness, I suppose it's an inclination towards connection. Yes, as written, and you shall be kingdom of priests and a holy nation. What is the addition of a kingdom of priests? What is the kingdom? I don't know. We'll study together what's written. Can I ask one more? To crown upon oneself the priesthood, can anyone do it according to what we see? No. Rather one who was born as a priest, meaning a man who was born from a father who was a priest, and internally, yes, interpret it internally. I'm trying. So you're saying that it's If possible only one who only a man oh I. Understand a. Man who overcomes who is born to her a. Father who is a Cohen you know. Or father okay a father who is a Cohen a. Priest if I may continue a little bit. And a holy. Nation seemingly it sounds a same thing. But it also sounds like a developmental process even further. And we learned from you that a nation or a Gentile is one who feels that he's outside of the land, he feels that he's far away, something like that. Maybe okay, I don't think that's the interpretation. Here okay, thanks, I guess we will learn we are standing opposite conditions that we have to keep. Why does Bam here ask this question that if we will know what is the reward and what is the work, then we will be able to keep it. Why does he even scrutinize all of this? Why does he condition it on this explanation of what is the work and what is the reward, so that only under this condition we will keep everything that he wants from us if we will know what is the work and what is the reward, because we are built from a will to receive, and it has to receive an exchange if it gives anything, and here before us there is a great work, a field of work that we have to carry out, and now the question is whether we accept it. The question is if we accepted it will already depend on whether how much it will do good to us, how much it will match. I mean, we give conditions here. Seemingly how can it be that it depends only on our will to receive? Yes, then the question is, it's surprising to me that Bassam is asking like that we have to know what is the work and what is the reward, and then we will be able to keep it. That probably needs to be clarified, so it's a point for a scrutiny. Good morning. Ra on Mount C was a nation receiving the Torah. Is there a way for us today to connect to that nation? I don't know, I'm just learning that the people of Israel of today is seemingly a product of the nation that existed back then and went into Egypt, came out of Egypt, accepted the Torah, which is the essentially the same nation as the Jews of today. So what is the connection from us to the nation that stood? I don't know. I know today's people of Israel is related to that people that existed in Mount C. I'm asking because the Creator called us here to come together to be a nation. So I wonder what the connection is. The Creator probably wanted us to ultimately fulfill what he wants from us, and by doing that we will connect between us. That's how we will build out of ourselves the nation that the Torah refers to. Says here about the verse, and he will keep my covenant and be all around to me from all the nations, for all the earth is mine. Then he takes that word for or because says it has another meaning, which means although. So what is this question? Although all the desire comes from the Creator, meaning all the earth is mine, nevertheless he will be a special people. What is the emphasis he's giving us here with this question? See, maybe we'll hear something new. The fact that all the desire comes from the Creator, it's not enough. Nevertheless, there has to be something special, called special nation. Yes, this is only now starts to be explained. Yes, Roby turns to the people of Israel and communicates the knowledge of their Creator that says listen, and on the one hand I guess it's not clear enough that they have to hear the voice of the Creator and obey it, but you still he turns to them. So what is that state? Are they one nation already when they answer like that, as if they are a single nation? Why, they came from a single group that was in the exile in Egypt, and everyone were pressuring them. That's what I understand the connection for although all the earth is mine. Yes, what does the Creator say in that you have to accept all the laws that I'm telling you now, because I own the land, so that he can do it anyway because he controls the desire, or I don't know. That's what's written. No, well, many times we heard we shall do and we shall hear, but in this excerpt the order is seemingly the opposite. They hear, and then we hear, and then we do. First of all, what does it mean we shall do? What does it mean we shall hear? I don't know. There are things here that I still don't know. I said the order matter or not. The order matters. It's a different Order yes. What? More all right. Okay. Can yes. This whole article is trying to prove that the people of Israel received their Torah. They understood, they agreed, they were asked, they agreed to all the conditions and they accepted it, received it, and all the scrutinies in this article only prove that there was such a thing. How do we know that only Israel receive it and the other nations the other desires? I want to ask if we are desire Israel. We're all united, why can't we receive the to right? At a time, isn't it such elimination that always exists, so that if there is a worry ready vessel then the Torah is received? Isn't it such a law? There are many questions about this and I don't have answers. One time in the past you were always pushing us and you said it can happen every moment just like the Messiah can come every day. It can happen every minute, in every congress, in every lesson. He can, the light can come. Maybe you won't feel it, but it comes. This is how you used to say in the past. Now you are saying you know, both from then and now you have the possibility to discuss all the conditions that the people of Israel is at in their vocation. I don't have an answer for everything we might ask here, and I'm in favor of reading, mooring forward and going as deep as we can into the matters in order to somewhat better know that the state, the situation of Israel. That's all. Okay. No, so we're reading item 27. By all the things we have explained from the beginning of the essay until now, we learn the true meaning of the words as their role should be to resemble a negotiation of offer and consent. This means that with these words he truly offers them, does offer them the whole form and content of the work in T and MTV, and its worthwhile reward. Work in is expressed in words, and you will be unto me a kingdom of priests. A kingdom of priests means that all of you from the youngest to the oldest will be as priests, just as the priests have no land or any corporeal possessions, since the Creator is their lot. So will the entire nation be organized so that the whole earth and everything in it will be dedicated to the Creator, and no person should have any other engagement in it but to observe the commandments of the Creator and satisfy all the needs of his fellow person, so his friend will lack none of his wishes, in a way that no person will need to have any worry about himself. In this way, even the secular works such as harvesting, sowing, etc. are considered to be precisely like the work with the sacrifices that the priests performed in the temple. How is it different if I observe the mitzvah of making sacrifices to the Creator, which is a two mitzvah, or if I observe the two mitzvah of love your friend as yourself? It follows that one who harvests his field in order to feed his fellow person is the same as one who sacrifices to the Creator. Makes sense that the to-do mitzvah of love your friend as yourself is even more important than the one who makes the sacrifice, as we have shown above in items 14 and 15. Indeed, this is yet not the end of the matter, for the whole Torah and the mitzvah were given for the sole purpose of cleansing Israel, which is the refinement of the body, as written in item 12, after which he will be one will be granted the true reward of Adian with him, which is the purpose of creation. The reward is expressed in the words a holy nation, as through the adhesion with him we have become holy, as it is written, you will be holy to the Lord your God, for I the Lord your God am holy, who sanctifies you. Sorry, I'm holy. And you see that the words a kingdom of priests express the complete form of the work on the axis of love your friend as yourself, meaning a kingdom that is all priests, that the Creator is their possession and they have no self possession of all the mundane possessions. We must admit that this is the only definition to which we can understand the words a kingdom of priests, for you cannot interpret it with regard to the sacrifices on the altar, since this cannot be said about the whole nation, for who would be making the sacrifices also with regard to taking the gifts of their priesthood, who would be the givers, and also so to interpret the holiness of the priests. It has already been said, a holy nation. Therefore this must certainly mean that it is only that the Creator is their domain, that they lack any material possession for, else meaning the full measure of the words love your friend as yourself, which encompasses the whole of the Torah. In other words, a holy nation express the full form of their reward, which is the adhesion. PL. Yes, please thank you. He writes that from the least of them to the greatest of them, they will all be as priests the nation, and they have no business with corporeal business with the land. Their possession is the Creator. What is the matter of the priest, who has no matter in the corporal? What he does is he elevates his work, he raises it to the Creator. What is that possession or territory he is in? The Creator. Well, apparently he discovers he's share his lot in the Creator, and out of that this is what gives him up the strength and the energy. Later on he also says that the work of love thy friend as thyself is more important than making a sacrifice. What are the two works, and why specifically love their friend as their self is more important? I think that love your friend as yourself, in that we cover the entire nation with one connection, and we elevate them to the degree of their Creator. What does it mean to cover all the nation in a single connection? That everyone by that become the receivers of the reward of the result of how we relate to the entire nation. Thank you. Wait a minute, there was somebody here. Okay, he connects your lovely neighbour with how a person has no corporal possession. Is that a feature of love? Their friend. If I want to being loved by friend as myself, I have to give up all my material possessions. Is that what it means? We will see. For the time being I didn't hear about it in such a way. That's what he writes here. Well, the time being he writes, and so that we understand it in such a way. What's the connection between the material possessions that the priests don't have and love their neighbour? He makes a sort of a summary in this article that you have to give the pillow to the Hebrew slave, and so forth, and here he connects everything and kind of closes it, and his explanation is because you're going to be a kingdom of priests, and a kingdom of priests is to give up all material possessions. Therefore love friend is that locks everything up. Is that the only way to get the so I'm asking basically, how does it work? Because until this moment I never thought that love their friend means that a person has to give up all of his material possessions. Many other things went across my mind, but not this one. We will see time being. It doesn't sound quite like we will see. We will continue along with him, and maybe we will find out. He writes here nicely that one who reaps his field to feed his the others is like me giving a sacrifice to the Creator, meaning that if a person is in the right intention, it doesn't matter what action he does, whether he takes the crop of the field or makes a sacrifice. It's yes. So then what happens is basically the action itself is unimportant. It's the opposite. All the correct action have great importance. If a person works according to the commandment of love their friend as they self, so has the action that he's doing. How what it clouds into matters for us no. So it doesn't matter whether he makes a sacrifice or he reaps the field, or doesn't matter, but still if two people work and love their friend as they self, is there more importance in making a sacrifice and not, say, taking the crops from the harvesting the field? Is there an hierarchy of the deeds? If we work in the right intention, what's the importance of the actions? Why do you need to make a sacrifice among all the works that the people of Israel have? There are holy works where they operate from the side of the person towards the Creator. Thank you. Yes, about the priests is said that they have no material possession for themselves and no possession in the land, because their Creator is their land. What does that mean? The Creator is their lot. That as a result of their holy work they all connect in the Creator, and there they are each state of connection that the Torah demands. There are material possessions. There are material lots, and then. Does the Creator is your lot? What does it mean that the Creator is someone's lot? I think that it comes as a result of the connection of a person with the Creator, as so that then he adheres to the Creator, and this actually is the end of his action. When the person has a material lot, then he lives in it, he can grow crops in it, it nourishes him, it's his place, it's everything he has a share. So when the Creator is your share, or your lot, what does it mean? That you exist in a feeling and also in your works as a result of everything that is happening to you in spirituality. As a result of your spiritual actions, you live in that. For example, apparently so you live in the Creator. Yes, he is your lot, I think. So this is the end of the keeping of Tan MIT, that the Lord is their lot. Okay. Can women PT6, they ask, I heard you say that right actions are very important. What is the correct action that a person can do every moment? Only love your friend as yourself in this direction. Following that, a Semmer from Women MO is asking, what does it mean to accept the commandment of love their friend as they self? Accepting the commandment of love your friend as yourself means that the person in all the moments of his existence thinks about how to be more connected, more arranged with all the people in the world. And this is actually all of his work, all of his effort, his entire Golgi from Turkey 5 is asking, is the kingdom of priests the kingdom of all of those who are in bestowed towards each other? All those who are in bestowed towards each other, what about them? Is this what's called kingdom of priests? Yes, this is a kingdom of priests. Brazil 2, they ask, is love their friend an inner action, or I have to show it on the outside as well? This depends. The magnitude of love your friend is yourself. All we have to reach a state where we are all in it. Yes, Yakov, in order to give someone an example, I have to have an attitude towards the one I give an example to. I wanted to ask, what is the right attitude that the people of Israel need to have towards the nations of the world, so they have a desire to give them an example? They should appreciate the nations of the world, such they should appreciate the nations of the world from the perspective that the Creator demands. That meaning because the Creator, okay, understood. So then, what is the relation that the people of Israel need to have towards the Creator, so they feel they need to do this role? The people of Israel receive from the Creator the work, the place of work, and they have to approach it, and I'll keep it to it because what? Because it's the Creator's. Well, so what's the attitude that needs to be towards the Creator in order to make him obligated to fulfill the will of the Creator as the one of the upper one? This is how we should relate to the Creator in terms of the nations of the world. I'm trying to understand, how can someone take an example from a part from someone they have criticism towards? If you have criticism towards someone, you can't take an example from them. So my question is, what kind of attitude needs to be towards the nations of their world, or from the nations of their world towards Israel? Or there's no expectation, a result that comes from other nations of the world, and in how Israel relate to their rule, and therefore they keep the Torah and Mitzvah according to the Creator's will. Today there's a very special relationship, very unique attitude where you feel that the whole world is focused in a single nation. It's a very special thing already. It's they relate to them, they criticize them. So again, I'm asking, what is the right attitude in terms of the nations of the world towards Israel? What do they need in order to get and take an example from this nation? How should they look at this nation? They need to see this nation as the people of their Lord, that the nature of the Creator exists inside this nation. and the nature of these people constantly brings them closer to the Creator. Can it be that with this relation you just mentioned, if that becomes clear in the nations of the world, then the role of Israel within Israel will also become clearer? Yes, thank you. That one does not need to engage any more besides to fulfill the commandment of the Creator and fulfill the needs of his fellow men, so that his friends won't lack anything they need, so that no one will need to be concerned about his own needs. Also in the article he writes that the AR is a precondition to the reception of the Torah, because as long as someone needs to care about his own needs, then he can't fulfill love their friend as they self, and so forth. Yes, we exist in a reality where we not all of our needs can be. We can't be in complete concern for the needs of their friends, just work, health, many things that are in the hands of, I don't know, say, other factors that are not part of our study, part of what's happening with us. So it seems like in our state we can't really fill this condition of the kingdom of priests. So the question is, how can we bridge this gap? Can we even bridge this gap? Yes, otherwise it wouldn't be written in such a way it is written directly about us. Okay, so how can we bridge this? Let's say, even me towards a friend, if I see that he has some concern that is not really in my hands, I can't really turn to someone and say, look, this friend, he needs a job, let him work for you. And also me, on my part, I also have needs I always am concerned for, and it's always a struggle of swords. So how can you bridge this part which is not even in our hands at all? I don't know, but nevertheless we have to realize that the thought of creation is working on us, and whether we want to or not, we have to go get closer to it and keep it. There is no choice for the time being. It seems as though we are moving away, but with respect to understanding it, we are actually coming closer. Just that the friends have concerns for themselves, I too have concerns for myself. How can we help each other, relieve each other from these concerns? It seems like this is something that really prevents us from getting closer to, as he writes here, that the Creator is there. Lot, yes, for the time being it's still very far away. It seems to us even to be the opposite, but we have no choice. We must keep it as much as possible. So the change is mostly in the attitude. Yes, so there's no reason to expect something to change externally like that. Well, we shouldn't expect that the conditions will change externally. What needs to be changed, the only change that can occur, is in Israel, is meaning so that the change could be in my relation to reality. And this thing needs to expand. The more we carry out this rule will expand in Israel. Yes, more our group, I feel it as the central force of reality, that the inner force that exists in our reality, but the criticism, the blaming finger of the world that say is aimed at the people of Israel and not us, and we basically should be giving the example. Why is it specifically aimed at them? This is how it is felt. Entire general vessel towards or with respect to their inner state. Should we see that when there's some claims or complaints towards the people of Israel, we should take it upon ourselves that we need to do some extra step or change within us. We're not capable of it. It's clear to us that we're not capable of it, that we run away from this whole role that pertains to the correction of creation, and this is why for the time being we cannot participate in the correction of creation as we should. Then, yes, good morning. From everything we attain, everything is decided in advance, everything is predetermined, and also, he said it here, it's all a matter of hastening time, how to attain our attention faster. So what are we missing in order to get to that state where we demand it to happen now? Because it has to happen, it needs to happen. The only thing is that something seems to be delaying things. He does everything on his part, but we aren't. So how do we make it so that it happens now, and with everything that we have to go through, and the people of Israel, what they have to go through, what can we do? We can change our sensitivity towards what is happening in the world with respect to the general law of the whole of, with respect to our role. This is what we need to change, meaning that we need to change our sensitivity, and it's something the Creator does in some way, because the man's sensitivity is built from the environment, from his tea and so forth. How do you really put the emphasis, and what you just called it by its name is sensitivity, the sensitivity to the world, the environment and society. This is only through a collective effort of the Israeli nation that we can do it. So I need to look for the Israeli nation within me, between us here. Where is that nation? With all the scrutinies we did, it still somehow disappears. It's something that needs to come from the Creator, the recognition of this nation. Where exactly does it appear? It is revealed in the center of creation. Connection or lack of connection of all the nations together. I'm trying to clarify that the nations is something intangible for me. If I don't find it within me, it's something that is. On the other hand, that the other is what's outside is most important, and with all your answer, it's still not clear to me. How do I bridge this connection of all the nations? I have no clue. Probably if we will want to reach this in action, it will become clear to us. So it's something that we need to increase the deficiency between us to this desire. Yes. Can the Creator governs or rules only the individual, or also his connection with the 10? The Creator governs both the individual person and also the connection between people, because if so, then what is expected of man to do in his transition from looking at himself to looking at the world and his, or how he works in his connection with the friends? I didn't understand. If the Creator governs everything, then what's the difference when a person thinks about himself, only thinks about himself, and when he goes out to work with the others? What changes? What changes is how a person relates, right? But here he basically, the whole matter here is around the this force that the Creator gives to the person when he's willing to work in our root. So this whole matter focuses on the agreement to being in the, and then the work happens by itself. I can't seem to, I don't understand. It sounds like that the work was done in Egypt. They work in connection and they come to Mount C, and then he says, if you agree from here, everything will work smoothly. So is it only about this point that the agreeing to work in this way? But this is what is all about. This is the entire goal, that the people of Israel need to get closer to the work towards the arrow, towards the connection. Some extent that's how I look at it. It existed also before they came out of Egypt. Yes, meaning the whole process is with respected that, so they're already there. What's the difference in terms of the situation of the giving of the how that they receive their Torah? What does the reception of the Torah depend on? We shall do, and we shall hear. How does it manifest in the connection with the 10? We shall do, and we shall hear that everyone is incorporated in everyone, and each one comes out himself and becomes incorporated in everyone. So about this, from the beginning of the lesson, I have this question. I'm sitting in the lesson, we read the excerpt, I hear the friends speak, and I try to kind of think of the friends in an active way and incorporate in their deficiencies and nothing. It's like you told me to think about some other galaxy altogether. So why here? There's nothing to kind of hold on to. Oh, here we still need the social agreement that we will sit on that and be concerned about keeping this condition. We do not ascribe enough importance to it. We don't ascribe importance to, let's say, that we will connect, let's say that we will reach the understanding, the awareness and the necessity of our working in order to bestow to each other. Well, how can I obligate myself to be in this work as is demanded of us non-stop and with everything as I care for myself, so I should care for everyone. So what's missing? A social mechanism where we will always be this way. What's missing here is a mechanism. Like you said nicely, it's a good correct word that will a tie our hearts together. Can't it's beyond a need for there to be a longing for it, or what? What's missing beyond the need? There's no inner need for this. That's just what the Creator commanded. That's the meaning that needs to be the main essence of every moment, every action, and accordingly we can measure. If why right now do we not come to the right measurement? The title not clear enough around every moment in our life. It doesn't touch our hearts, even if we exert more to bestow to the friends to be in that contact and that connection. Will it help, or is it just the importance of the Creator here that's important? That's it. That's what needs to be the Creator's participation, meaning all our effort is for Him to enter actively and not from the outside. To yek, so what is to join Israel? If we join or purify Israel, we will reach the state of adhesion to the Creator. What Israel do, we need to join together. What did I say that about to join them? I don't remember what you're asking about. He says, although this is not the end of the matter, because all the Torah, and they are given only to refine Israel, which is the refinement of the body, and then by that he will receive the true reward, which is the adhesion to Him, which is the essence of creation. So I'm asking, what is to join Israel? What is to refine Israel? This we Israel are those come on like us, come on like us, that their whole life will be directed towards thee. Is there no connection to desires outside the corporal Israel, which we do each time and bring more new friends? Is that not connected? That Israel that he's talking about cleansing is to the extent in which we are adhered between us more and more to the Creator. Yes, thank you. No, I heard you just said that we're missing a mechanism. It's interesting that in item 26 he writes that Moses came to the elderly first. Moses came to the elderly and put before them all these matters that the Creator commanded, and all the people answered together, all but the Creator is the words of the Creator, we will do it. Sounds perplexing. Moses comes, talks to the elderly of the people, and then the whole nation says we will do, and we show here who are these elderly of the people, and what is this mechanism, and what hierarchy, how is this built? I don't know. We don't have a clear answer about that. The connection to the Creator, truly kind of disclosed, reveal, and clear and certain, is only with Moses. The elderly of the people are the representatives of the people as much as I understand, and the people are devoted to them, and they're devoted to Moses. Do we understand it that way? So then there's a matter of faith. No matter what, because you can't know the nation, the people can't know, they have no revelation or attainment, but because of the faith and the connection between them, maybe that's what's working, or maybe I don't understand this correctly. Nobody's sure that they understand this correctly. Good done. Yep. Thank you. No, and if it's the same thing, sacrifice and do the work in the field, so why do we need the temple? Why is there this commandment, and what does it help us to observe? Love your friend as yourself. That we can't do with actions. I guess it's not the same thing that we can't through these types of work in a group and in a big audience of people working the field. We still can't reach connection. Yet you see what happened with AKIP, all those organizations, what happened to them, and that action of sacrificing and offering. Is it brings you closer to love your friend as yourself? I don't know a real true result from sacrificing. Ra not too long ago said that in the whole 10 needs to build the holy temple in its form. Is that the mechanism that we're talking about that connects us? No. You all right? Yes, said with M earlier that we're missing a mechanism that will connect our hearts together. Is that the mechanism that develops our sensitivity in the 10 towards one another? Yes, and also towards the world. Yes, and then that we connect to the Creator, because he does everything, he binds it all together. And all right. Here. We it's me. Thank you. Those works, like sacrificing, offer, and all those works that we can look at as similar to offerings we do these in our lives. The question is, how does the intention for it to be in the direction of bestow, how to add the intention to the field works or the words of work of the field? We need to sit and discuss this and go deep in it and think maybe we'll understand something. We all, right? The women have one woman in Hebrew. One good morning or I wanted to ask what's the meaning in the verse. We're kingdom of priests and the holy nation have no, they don't have corporal apostles. It mean that the kingdom of priests is the purpose of creation and they observe corporality only for spirituality, is it? Maybe like that, let's say so. Yeah, can I ask a question? Good morning, the nation before the reception of the Torah and being in Mount C experienced miracles. Did that have to do anything with their faith because they discovered certain miracles in the force of the greater? That's not enough. That wasn't enough. Women Latin 26. Hello world. Going to the text. If the purpose of the commandments is the refinement and adhesion to the Creator, how can you interpret the daily work in the 10? Like sowing and reaping and ploughing. And I didn't hear good W. What is sowing and reaping in our daily work in the 10? Just like we learned all the time, it's connection above all the egoistic desires. Okay, next year no more. Maybe we'll keep going the lesson. Should we continue reading this text or move to the next part? What do we have before us? Creator is the place of the world. Place. Select excerpts on the topic of the Creator's the place. Let's do a song and then we'll move to the next part of the lesson. We're in a lesson on the topic of the Creator, the place. We will be reading select excerpts from the sources. We are right now in excerpt number 7 from Bassam. The Creator is the place. Select excerpts. Excerpt number 7. A real place in spirituality is called the place of reality, since anyone who comes there to that place sees the same shape as the other. Conversely, something imaginary is not regarded as a real place since it is imaginary, and then everyone imagines it differently. When we say 70 faces to the Torah, it means that there are 70 degrees. In each degree, in each degree the Torah is interpreted according to the degree one is in. However, a world is a reality, meaning that anyone who comes to any of the 70 degrees in that world who means the same form as all the other attainers who came there. Questions must speak. Is that lack enough in order to be in that reality, or do we also need to be in ball? If you want to feel something spiritual, it can only be according to the extent of the quality bestow that you have attained and beyond the luck. Let's say, if let's say 2 people are in the same reality, also a deficiency for bestow, and also that we're bestowing to the same extent, they discover one reality, but in each one it's clothed in a different way, and that's not called imagination according to the EXD. No, because it's according to their vessels. If they're in the same reality or in the same world and degree, like he writes, what then is different between them? The desire is controlling them, what they reveal, meaning also when each reaches a certain reality, because it's upon his desire, his imagination, as he writes, then it's different in each. So what do they connect? What do they connect? That's if they have something common between them. Does bestow to one another connect, or bestow to one another connects between them? Yes. Before, can we say that we're all together in the same world, or is each in his imaginary world, each one in their own world? Then there's a certain measure we enter bestow, and then we can say that it's the same world. By hearing about bestow, we already start somehow to come closer to one another. What makes it a mutual world? When we say that everyone sees the same, a mutual world comes to be mutual. What's common between 2 cysts who are on the same degree of the what becomes mutual between them, neutral between them, is that each one feels the other the same way the other feels him. The other is the same the other Kabbalist, or altogether the other Kabbalist. How well first one was in his dream, now he's saying we're feeling the same thing with certainty and certainty under the condition that they connect in the creator, yes, because they're in a measure path. Ball, yes, and then they're both measuring towards the creator and one towards the other, and they're saying we're in the same world, good, yes. I welcome. On number 8, by the we say the place will comfort you among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem, that is because all afflictions that exist in the world derive from the concealment of the face. We say the place will comfort you in other words, this place called creation, which he created with the intention to do good to his creations, will be in revelation of their face, and then they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them. This is the place of the world, meaning that he fills the lack of the world, but the world is not his place. In other words, the world does not fill his lack because he has no lack that needs to be filled. That is the only reason we need to work in order to bestow is only for our sake, so as to have equivalence of form, and not that he needs anything. Move on. Understood? Can be, yes, Benny. What kind of creation is it that the hearts inside it are constantly searching for their place? What kind of creation is it that the parts inside constantly looks for the place? A person doesn't know what his place is, he's constantly searching. Like a machine that the parts are always what kind of creation is this? That's creation to begin with. That's how it was created. That is a problem. It never works. It doesn't work, so that you will see how it doesn't work and reach the correct role in this. So how should I understand this? Are they trying to tell me what should a person understand? That he can never find his place. He's constantly searching for his place. What's the message? Here he raises man wanting to see the world from the form of the act of one force, and then he gradually discovers this force, which force, the force of connection, the one force. Could we say what and that a person can, well, let's say, I don't know, reach some rest in his to where to aim, what to go towards with that deficiency that he's constantly saying. I don't understand what you're asking. This place that is searching for, where will we find it? The place for his heart places, for the creator behind this word. There's so many meanings that it doesn't let you rest constantly. Yes, so I'm asking, what's the inner work a person needs to do, and how is it may be connected to his only prayer for what? For the creator to bring him to that place, and that's still not revealed to us. To that place, no, isn't it supposed to be our 10 or something that we're learning about? No. Okay, it's like we're in a some space or something, I don't know. Yes, all right. Okay, yes. In the corrected state, the most corrected state, a person feels that creation is constantly in motion, and he's at rest with this motion, or everything stops moving, and he's always in one state. How does he experience creation? In a pure state. Again, yes. You can say that in a corrected state, a person reveals creation being in some stop, in some pores, and from that state he receives upon himself, takes upon himself this force of movement in order to reach the next station. No, that's it. Okay, good morning. I'll try not to get into philosophy, but I wanted to ask. It's written that every person is a world on its own. Could we say that the world that you see and the world that I see are two different degrees, even though we're sitting in the same room? It doesn't matter where we're sitting, it's simply not possible to check. I wanted to ask. In the end, he writes that for us, not that we're doing it for someone or for some force. So why is he writing it that way? According to the force of ball that we develop, we become more and more closer to the creator. I'm a bit confused. I would understand. Let's say now I'm sitting with my 10. I see them. Let's say, for example, I have my life, I have my reality, and next to me there's a friend that he has his reality. So where are we connected? What's the connection with the friends here? If each one is in his own reality, where are we connected in the greater we are connected in the greater to the extent in which we come close to that. Okay, thank you. When a person is in a place that he has no relation, like in the sea or in the desert, so to know his place he needs a compass, or a certain star, or a point to relate to, and a map here, or told that to know our place a person needs a relation to the greater and a relation to the friend, and that is enough to compare between them. How can that define a person's place? The place can be defined by 3 conditions, yes, by 3 details. Yes, and here he explains to us that a person can understand the place he's in from 2 parameters, kind of. I don't know how to explain it. Now how can we compare between those parameters? A relation to the friend, a relation to the creator. What's the point of our attitude towards the friend and our attitude towards the creator? We can connect the 2 of them to one goal, which is actually not a friend and not the creator, but rather I who is aimed precisely to my center, and then I reach the goal. Okay, I'm already, already. So now we're going to study between friends, but before that we're going to summarize the lesson in the 10. Please, what else did I write here? A lack of mechanism that will connect us together. We can hate our sensitivity or change our sensitivity towards what's happening in the world. What's common between us comes from the sharing between us. We want to stabilize the goal between us, that we're doing everything for the creator, that there'll really be the force for each one of us as a tend to take that next step all the time, and not to remain or be sufficient with a bit, but to aim our actions between us towards the purpose of creation. We'll continue to draw the reforming light